Alright, so EVOS, pretty standard draft, pretty safe, nothing fancy so far. Even the Juggernaut, like it's very balanced, mid-game oriented draft.
Legion Commander.
Legion Commander, huh. Yeah, that works, that works. Pretty good against the Beastmaster push. All that summon base push, you can just nuke the Creeper if down, which is something that they've kind of lacked, apart from the Kunkka Tidebringer. It's kind of wave clear.
10 seconds remaining.
Also a way to stun Juggernaut through spin, so you won't be able to spin TP.
Dire team back.
Unless you wanted to just drop the Warlock Golem on top of him, which is not always worth it anyway. So, more tools in that sense. And here they can frontline for the Spectre that can even buff him up a little bit with that press the attack if necessary. So,
Dire team pick. Radiant
don't really see any obvious problems with that outside of EVOS potentially being able to counterplay it just with the Witch Doctor being there throwing out the Death Ward against the Legion Commander when she's dueling somebody, but that's something that you should be able to play around. It's also here that can provide a whole lot of pressure almost by himself in that offlane. That was a DP actually picked up. That's not even mid-Kunkka. Wow. Previously we've seen TNC Tigers give the Kunkka to In Your Dream in mid, I do believe. Just double check that last game they played with it. Yep.
You may now select your heroes.
It was In Your Dream playing it, but now he's on a Death Prophet, which means Zephyr. Taking that Kunkka into a 4 position. Interesting. So switching things up a little bit. Getting some extra pushing power themselves, as well as, again, mid-game team fight. You need very strong mid-game team fighters if you want to protect the Spectre. And if there's any lineup that can do it, this is it. DP, Legion, Warlock, Kunkka. But they're still gonna be up against it, especially with the DK pickup now for EVOS. It'll be very sorry taking that one to the mid lane, one would imagine. But yeah, I mean, if you look at EVOS, and it's very well rounded, so it's really gonna come down to whether TNC can make that Spectre work this time again without the Kunkka core, or whether EVOS can find their own timings, like around the Beastmaster Roar running about, around the Juggernaut rotating early once he gets his levels, and also the Dragon Knight, of course, like a very powerful push to just group up around as a 4 or 5 man unit and take down tier 1s very easily at the very least. Should be a good match regardless. Oh, we see the dual lane shape up. Toiku, Indra, Uta. Quite the name here on the Leshrac. Yeah, that ward has been scattered out though. They have a sentry already. So this camp will not be blocked for long. Meanwhile down bottom, a bit of a tussle there as well, so it'll be these dual lanes, you would imagine, which should be in favor of EVOS, again, just because Spectre is such a weak laner. You can give it a blaster to In Your Dream, making sure that he has as good a start as possible in mid, and already have a stealth ferried out if he wants to. I mean, Kunkka very limited utility that he can bring early on. I mean, Torrent without a setup, sometimes you can hit him, sometimes you don't. But either way, it's not a lot of damage potential. So a lot of that pressure is gonna have to come from Legion Commander, which is possible, but you're never really going to be able to put the Juggernaut under threat for too long. Because of the spin, because of the healing ward and whatnot. So this dual lane down here should be fine, just with the Witch Doctor helping out trying to keep the Kunkka at bay, ranged against melee. Other support matchups also in your favor, and you stick up top. Spectre, sure, you're gonna have that heal available from 1437, but we always see him being zoned away from the creeps, having to last it under the tower, which it's not particularly easy without the Quelling Blade available. Gotta be really careful about these axes stacking up. Bottle Strike hidden level 2, where you can... A bit of a setup here with the Lightning Storm slow for your own stun. Perhaps not just on Spectre, but also on 1437. So it's certainly a lane that you're gonna have to keep an eye on. Whereas in mid, well, we've seen this matchup time and time again. Especially in Birmingham, we've even seen or heard a lot of boos when Dragon Knight was picked because everyone was really sick of it. It's just such a non-lane. Can't really do anything here. What's the concept of the dead lane, where one can really gank it because it's very low probability of being successful. Dragon Knight very tanky with that Dragon's Blood, so you need a lot to actually kill him early on. Same for the Death Prophet with the Spirit Siphon. So instead, what teams do these days is just go for these dual lanes, trying to just straight up outplay. There's no runes to grab, or at least no bounty runes in these 2-minute marks, so they have a lot more time to just make these kind of plays. Actually, going for the track here. Stun is still available. Actually does get up on the Spectre. Extra couple of right clicks with the damage over time. Not quite enough to finish him off. 458 with the South, unable to actually stop it, and there it is. The last right click. We'll find it before stun comes through. 1437. Going first blood onto the track here. All these seals starting to make a difference here. That extra sustain compared to Shrek. Got himself an extra salve, and then you have a few tangos to work with still. And on bottom, yeah. Logic, oh god. He adjusted level 3, so didn't have the healing mode for a second. Would have been very dangerous, but just got it ready to go. Good thing too, because he's out of tangos. 2 more on the Witch Doctor, so just the power of this Legion Commander, right? You have so much burst with the overwhelming odds. You have some extra lifesteal with a Moment of Courage. Good amount of health points anyways. You can just spend some time doing this, just one of them and right click. And Logic, oh god, caught with the Tar and the Cask. And turn things around here with a spin on top of that Maledict Zephyr. He's certainly going to die from this. And okay. Oh wow, he found him. Enough damage, so that'll be a good trade for TNC. And it's forward back in mid actually. They're gonna make a play for Facehugger. Sure that's gonna be successful though. Only one Spirit Siphon? Nah. Spectre though up top, alright. They're diving all the way in there. EVOS. Yeah, this is what I expected to happen up there. Might see more of that here if Beastmaster. There's another mango available, so what you want to do is just spam these wild axes if you go for these plays, just to stack up that extra damage from your right clicks and from the subsequent axes too. Which is quite a bit. Especially if you're thinking about the Spectre early on. Alright, it's boundary rune time. Logic. Can he snack this one away? He cannot, okay. Gets one 2 for 2 trade overall, I do believe. Meanwhile, White Moon, yeah, he's axed, he's found it. He is very much dead. Or is he? The cask? The TP? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, that was ridiculous. The perfect distance for the cast to bounce before the right click animation can come through. That was just... was standing on the blade and jumping off it. Oh, ridiculous. Anyway, another Tauren, but Logic still a spin. He might be fine actually, maybe not, but the axe is still available. There's the healing ward out, and keeping it inside the trees, and barely keeping him alive. Logic. Phew. I still have to walk away. Ah, there it is. They have an extra self. New ward level 1 doesn't actually heal for all that much. So if you're down to virtually no health points, it will not bring you back after 4. Get that extra bit of help. Meanwhile, mid though, double spirit siphon, follow-up stun is there, even the DD for the Leshrac, but just not enough. With all of this heal, now the Tauren coming in as Zephyr makes rotation, has some few creeps to help him keep track of the Leshrac, extra stun. As 1437 also joins the party. Faceac is the one who actually drops lower kill catapult. Oh. They do get that kill with the help of the Fatal Bonds as well as Shadowwood, slowly taking him out. God damn, a lot of action everywhere now, okay. Trying to run away, healing himself up, and spin damage is not enough. Even at level 3. Again, this is the Melodic cooldown, 50 seconds. Didn't have it available to provide a little bit of extra. Doesn't stop. We'll stun in mid. There's one Spirit Siphon available and cannot even get it off. Plenty of bursts, and that was just when the rest of TNC were smoking themselves up. Bit of an unfortunate timing for them, but maybe they can still turn this around. A bit delayed counter kill, but they will need the DP back for that. Faceac at level 7. There's only 2 points up on Dragon's Blood, but 1400 health points to work with. You need some extra help to burst through that. They want to go for it. No. Alright. Facehacker. He pops his ultimate. Actually starting the fight onto the DP, but now X is Tauren and Eldry TP in from Leshrac with the Split Earth onto the Death Rods, but the Cypher came out. Nice little body block there. Cannot make it inside the trees until he gets his way through. But with the X isn't committed with the extra nuke. Across the tree line, they secure that kill. At the same time, up top, Spectre goes down against solo to a Vil.
Radiant structures are
Yeah, looks like it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, I was talking about Spectre, very bad laner.
Is under attack.
Cannot really leave her alone in most 1v1s, but... well... action all over the map here. It's very hard to keep up, but... there was a bit of pressure on bottom, but that's been responded to as K came back. Oh, White Moon, cast, spin, extra duel. Actually wants to fight you with Spectre coming in, trying to turn us around. The duel will not be successful, but they still get the kill, okay? Is he gonna take after this? I do not believe so. No, last tick, just barely not enough. With the level 2 Maledict, but now White Moon? Look, he's fast enough on his feet.
Structures are fortified.
That's one thing that's very nice to do. You die, but then you can just get straight back out to lane with your ultimate, grab a kill, and then take a TP, get back out. But now, for now, he's sitting in his bottom lane. Couple of TPs into the tree lines. White Moon, he's not actually left. 458 in a bit of trouble, eating his way through the trees. A beautiful Split Earth. He should be dead, maybe not, with the heals coming through from the Warlock. Again, no Maledict to just take him out through that. Phew. Living on the edge. More than one ways here. Or more ways than one is the best way to put it. So odd to still see him down here. I mean, he didn't get a TP when he haunted out. He could not have immediately ran back to a different lane. They're actually giving more priority towards K right now, and might work out for them in the end. You know, if he gets his Blink Dagger, he can be much more effective in creating space later on for Spectre. Otherwise, you'd probably see him be very happy that the tier 1 tower died up top, because it normally means that the enemy offlaner will go for other endeavors and instead of sticking around to this lane, giving you a hard time. But Instead, they put him into an off lane. Certainly not easier for the Spectre, so... Alright, getting that going on again. Warlock's still at level 6, but they do have a Fatal Bonds. Extra bit of control. A lot of stun. Cast bouncing through though with White Moon. Bring up the Maledict onto Zephyr. They're focusing on the Kunkka first, and they should be able to finish him off, especially with the logic coming in. On this is actually transferring over. 1-4-3-7. It's going to be the secondary casualty here. Damn, ill logic. Either was luck or it was pure skill. Just firing the jump. Must have been a max range. The Omni Knight jumps. Omni Knight, Omni Slash jump. Oh, getting a few kills. Stopping them from getting the tower with that second exorcism committed. I mean, it hasn't even taken all that much damage. So far, so good.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Go straight back to... What the hell? What's he doing down here? Getting roared, alright. Not a target that they wanted. 4 of 8 made his way into the trees. Kinda hard to find him there, but hey. This is the kind of pace that you would expect from a lineup like EVOS's. Oh, on, up top. Gonna go with the duel once again. This time it is a winner. Plus 10 damage. Let's bring down a Juggernaut, so hey. They are fighting back, but is it gonna be enough, right? I mean, you have a Dragon Knight, you have a Beastmaster, you'd expect them to be able to push down these towers, and that's exactly what they're doing. Meanwhile, the White Moon on the side though by Zephyr. There's a bit of support, but too late to save his life, and Kay going to be a bit too tanky, especially within your dream. Also joining the party's bird siphoning, slowing them down. Does have another one available, 2 more in fact. But they also have the Eggs, so they'll all be the sacrifice on top of White Moon. Yeah. Right, so as much as you would expect the EVOs to be pushing, you'd want them to push as 4 or 5 instead of being more split up like that, because I mean, if they're being caught out like this, it's perfect. It's the perfect size of skirmish for TNC to take on. Because they don't want to fight 5v5, they would just want to fight 3v3, 4v3 or something like that. Now Spectre, oh, he's the one who's not supposed to be involved in any of this, but he's run straight into a logic. Blows into. Trying to survive, but White Moon's on the other side. Even if he's not on the slash, just to make sure he doesn't weasel his way out of this one. White Moon might end up dropping here, we are with the axe. Find himself the creeps. Nope, not quite. Okay. Thinking about it, but Paul fell a little bit short with that blink. Very good timing on that though, with that emphasis that they put on it. So it is something that EVOs will have to keep in mind when they go for these kind of pushes again, like a little facehugger. The same thing that they did before, finishing what they started with the bottom tier 1 tower. Already again the smoke rotation. New Dream showing me it's to make sure that's not all that obvious. We might catch 1 or 2 here on the retreat, or perhaps they're baiting out a play in mid with the exorcism. Yeah, I mean,
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Should be obvious that something's going on. The question is, will you expect the angle? White Moon is there, breaking the smoke, and I think he caught a glimpse of 1-4-3-7, but K is still there, ready to blink in, and there it is. Finds White Moon with the golem dropped on 3. Fatal Bonds as well, the boat, just to make sure. They get the tower, they get another dual damage win, or another dual win. The extra damage, and they get space for the Spectre. 16, almost 17 gold, 458. But now, they're not forgetting about him. Keep invading this jungle. Stun will be off the mark. 458 actually started to fight within your dream, joining the party, so instead of getting the kill, they feed 1 towards the Spectre, which is the opposite of what you want. You need to feel a lot more comfortable than you probably should in the stop lane. Let's see how long that lasts though. Witch Doctor's there. They need more solid lockdown. They need a roar or something. But will he He's only only going to finish up the Shadow Blade in a couple of minutes. So that'll be when he's gonna be more actively hunting, one would imagine. Go get a Dragonite. I mean, it's a hard kill to get, but it's the only one that you see, the only one that you can initiate on readily. You might as well try and go for it here before fight coming in, stand up with the both, with the axe back into it. It takes 4 people to get the kill, but, well, if you have the resources to make that happen, be another assist at the very least towards your Spectre, why the hell not? Make sure that DK does not feel comfortable doing whatever he wants to do. Logic though, be careful, buddy. Didn't TP, he's not necessarily on the card that K was there, but he's somewhere else entirely. But what, Spectre? Why is he hanging around there? Well, did pay the price. That was a roll with the Shadow Blade, alright. Quite literally didn't see it coming that time. Or all this just delays your Radiance, like, again, there's never such a thing as a really good Spectre game in competitive, because there's like really not a big chance that you get a completely free lane, which is what you would require to get like a Radiance around like this time, 17-18 minutes. As it stands, he's still on the road for a decent timing, but he can't die again. Right. Spectre is very volatile. There's a little bit of room for error, but it also depends on how much your team is able to accomplish in terms of slowing the enemy team down. So your relative timings are more important on Spectre than on some other heroes, rather than the absolute timings. Yeah. For now, Logic continuing to do his thing. I mean, he's been farming up a storm, 7.5k, and that's a downside if you just roll solo like that. Ah, duel, just barely. Not long enough. But don't get the duel damage, but at the very least you get the kill on the Juggernaut, who's, again, up there around that 7.5k mark now, not so much anymore. But for bait. Going on again. There it is. Straight up roar. Follow up stun. They have TPs coming through and also have a rock golem being dropped. Spectre's still alive actually. With the heals and a massive reaction. Everyone else has to walk away. Oh god. They find White Moon, they find the axe. And 2 more heroes to the tally. Very hard to run away from these people. Okay, not quite as ridiculous as Disruptor in that regard, but close enough. I mean, look at his cast range and X marks. It was only the supports, but considering that this was an attempt at a kill on the Spectre, and he doesn't die there. He's involved in a couple of kills, so as a result, has pretty much enough gold to finish up the relic.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That was a huge huge benchmark. Even if you just have the relic, it makes farming much easier, having that extra damage to work with. EVOS. Gotta find a different solution, like it's... I mean, getting to tier 1s with your DK, with your Beastmaster, it's one thing. Getting tier 2s is an entirely different question. Pull the track, he should be dead with the extra dual damage, there we go. Might find the Warlock here if they want him, but... yeah, just no idea. Cast, Maledict, don't even use the Raw, alright, don't need it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They keep playing this farm game. And I wonder how long this will work. I mean, they are putting on pressure on tier 2s doing that, but not as decisive as to actually threaten to bring them down. And all that time is just spent to make sure the Juggernaut can farm these lanes with Battle Fury, and then Dragon Knight can do his thing. He's up at... both of them are sitting at 9.3k net worth. Right neck and neck with each other, so... that seems working out, but... it's only so much time that you have, especially with the respect to closing in towards the Radiance. Well, like the clash here, Zephyr running into logic, seems to be tired on this slash. Oh, maybe not. Transferred over. Zephyr is still alive with the duel coming in now, the wall, but also the Warlock Golem here. The duel will not actually be a victory. Nice little double stun there from the strike, but all being slowed down. They're all linked up. This is a disaster for EVOS. They're running it down one by one. Ouch. Still looking for more. Okay, that axe did not come off in time. Didn't quite get the vision, but phew. Looked pretty decent, but Zephyr tank into the Omni Slash, and then I think it transferred over towards the Legion in the back here. The last couple of flashes didn't actually finish him off. Then the beautiful Warlock Golem as well as Fate of Bonds. What I was talking about in the draft, thinking up 4 people like that is so decisive, and now straight into a rush pit with the Exorcism committed, but EVOS didn't know about this. Trying to turn this around, they do not have a lot of tools to do that with here. No roll, no Omni Slash, but they do have a splitter, stun, cast, start to bounce through here with Zephyr. Being burst down first with a Maledict. Oh god, that was a Shrek there, but not so much longer. White Moon also trying to channel up the Death Ward. Unable to get a lot of time off of that though. So, you still secure the agents, get a few extra kills, so that contest not exactly worthwhile, even when getting that Warlock. Oh, logic. They can cool down, might still be able to find him though, and goes super fast for the blink stun. Even with the roar, they might not get the duel win, but they will certainly get the kill. Oh, they even get the duel just in time, so hey. Spoke too soon. Yeah. That fight blew the game wide open for TNC to just keep building bigger and bigger lead. An extra 3 kill and DK mid, and yeah, EVOS they're way too split up at this point. Yeah, can't be split up because then this happens. Didn't have the duel, just wants to kill, but didn't quite get it. 4-5 age. Ooh. Spectral Dagger, and after secured for himself, so that's nice. But he just picked up the Radiance, sitting up at 2k gold again. Because of that fight and the momentum it gave TNC. And yeah, if you EVOS, you can't really split up anymore because then you're gonna be picked up like that. But can you team fight? That's the other question, and the answer is not really, right? I mean, between Chaotic Offering, the Kunga, the Spectre now just being able to haunt in, get the Radiance burn on everybody, like it's not easy to do that either. Especially since you don't have nearly as good tools for that on your own team. Kinda missed the timing with this one botch kill and Spectre in the bottom. Then that disastrous team fight. I gotta wonder, well, what do you do with all that farm on your Juggernaut? Doesn't actually have anything to show for it right now, and this keeps happening, well, it's not gonna get any better. 50 seconds on sidelines is a dead Beastmaster. Shrek. It's not the place to be. Blink forward. You can find the use. This is that hero. Almost like panic mode for EVOS, where they're trying to keep these lanes pushed out and away from their objectives. That's like the only recourse, but this is not really going to work, because they can just 5-man down a lane and can push out side lanes quickly enough to really make TNC think twice about continuing here. Don't have great high ground defense either. Things are not looking good, let me tell you. Keep trying a logic. Is up top, skipping another creep wave. Map is TNC's the file now for the most part. Here we go again. Didn't use silence. Next is slow and beeping out. Nothing to cancel it now. Didn't have to realize that, but Whiteman, what's he doing here? There's a fight breaking out in the back. It's just Lashrak feeding more dual damage over towards the leading command, and they also find the axe onto logic. That's not the spin available. It should be absolutely fine. But they just keep bleeding. They can't stop it. All this with the Spectre, it's pushing out another wave. And the Manta style coming. Suppose he can always haunt in whenever he wants to. There's actually a bit of efficiency, but one way to exploit it is like this. Going in with the roar. They need to roar. They need to Omni Slash and hope to God that it's enough. And maybe it is, maybe it's not, but with Fresh Complete Mana style enough. Tank up some of these slashes, he'll be absolutely fine. But now the reinforcements are here. The spin, silence and everything. Make sure the logic stays alive, but a duel in the back. Trying to finish off White Moon. Doesn't quite get the duel damage this time. Pop of 8 haunting in. Chasing them all the way back to the high ground, but doesn't quite have enough burst damage himself. We're able to finish up these tanky heroes. So just refocus on the objective. And the catapult wave coming in. They did use the Warlock Golem, so they might not feel too comfortable actually going high ground. With that as well as the Horn being used.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
It's a little bit of extra time for EVOS to prepare. But has he been scattered out? Yeah, but this ward going forward. Oh, interesting. Do illusions not stop salves? Or clarities? Looked like Kunkka still had it going even after he's been attacked by these illusions. Curious. Yeah. Even if Lashrak dies here, this is a play that you estimate. Have to try and... okay. Feels really bad. Give up a dual damage like that, but... oh, we're smoked up. Zephyr in perfect position to actually stop it. Oh god, the Radiant's Courier dies with the ultimate off the top of it. Photo's gun, they had an axe, they have a Torrent, a Vil. There's trouble here if they have the vision, and well, everyone's slowed down in the back. Death Prophet and Frontier just trying to chase them away. They find another axe back into logic, and with no spin, they just all die together with the fatal bonds. Oh man. That's all 4 by 8 of course coming in. Doesn't even have, or didn't even have his ultimate for that. It's good old regular Spectre. Playing the first racks in mid, going straight for the bottom, and well, the writing's on the wall for this one. I don't see EVOS coming back from this, to be quite honest with you. Don't have any items. I mean, Juggernaut has been all game fine, but I mean, it's a chauffeur, it is a Yasha. Man style recipe and the ultimate off on the dead courier for another 2 minutes, so even that's not worth anything. DK has just stopped his item progression after the BKB. I mean, I haven't even gotten the chance to use it yet.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
Well, next boat duel. I've seen this dance before. This is not your side of the map anymore. If you EVOS, this is all TNC territory.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
Yeah, just gonna play it cool, get the shrines.
Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
Pushing top, probably.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
We wait for Roshan, the guy is coming back in 40 seconds.
Radiant's
And we're just waiting for more opportunities to get more kills, the logic. Ooh. Look at this damage that they have for them. On forwards here, trying to finish him off. Healing ward. Though for now, keeping him alive. There's the golem. Get rid of the healing ward, the roar, just try and slow them down. And so far, so good. Facehugger, possibly BKB now again, just run away. The logic got the X back, and now in between coming as well. That's the first one to fall, the duel, locking down the Dragon Knight, and well, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. GG is called. The EVOS just too slow. TNC all the time.